Hello everyone, I hope you are well. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the video. I just want to start off by saying thank you so much for 150 subscribers. It is greatly appreciated, and together we are building this Arsenal and football related community, and I can't be more thankful for it. If you are new, obviously please subscribe for more content from myself. But genuinely, when I started out, I did not think that we would reach 150 subscribers just talking and rambling about football and, more importantly, to me at least, Arsenal. So, without further ado, we will just get into it. What we woke up to this morning was two major news stories throughout the English media. Manchester United have had a reported £45 to £50 million bid rejected for Brentford winger Bryan Mbeumo. Now, that doesn't sort of relate to Arsenal too much, other than the fact that Arsenal were apparently one of the teams interested in Mbeumo. But what it does show is the market, money-wise, that is going around in the market at the moment, because in no case, I do not believe Mbeumo is worth £60+ million. I think that would be ludicrous for United to spend that. It seems like a massive overspend, and I think if it passes sort of £55 to £60 million, United should start walking away and being more sensible with their transfers. No doubt, Bryan Mbeumo is a very good footballer. Brentford don't need to sell, they don't need the money. But Thomas Frank has publicly stated that Brentford will sell at the right price. And for me, I do not believe he is worth the money that they are trying to hold out for at the moment. I believe if Man United drop negotiations, walk away, it could be a deal that they could get for a lot cheaper at the end of the window. And I just feel that United are probably going to end up overspending again on another player. And as much as I like the fact that United are horrendous in the transfer window, they're horrendous as a club, it does annoy me the incompetence that is shown at that level, that they're willing to spend these vast outlays on players such as Anana, such as, Amad Diallo worked out really, but such as like Delo at a young age, Maguire, etc. And they can't get it right. And I think it's just a case of being sensible in the market. But we also woke up this morning to Arsenal-related news, and it is the news that they are in discussions, concrete discussions apparently, with, let me say this correctly, Konstantinos Karetsas from Gent for £38 million or 45 million euros, something like that. He's a 17-year-old attacking midfielder, and it displays a few things. Firstly, I've never heard of him, so I don't know if he's any good. I've only seen a 5-minute highlight reel on Twitter, to which it looks like he operates in the left half space for a number 8, which is good for the future. We do need someone in that area. But what it also shows is apparently this is a player that has been linked previously with massive clubs. Bayern Munich apparently paid a vested interest into him and tried to sign him in January. Other clubs have monitored him, such as Real Madrid, Manchester City, Bayern Munich, as I said, Dortmund, and he clearly must be some form of talent, so that's great. If we can get a march on these clubs, even better. If he turns out to be a very good player, even better still. But it also equally shows the resources that our Arsenal are dealing with. If they're prepared to pay £38 million for an outlay for a young 17-year-old attacking midfielder in an area we don't necessarily need as a urgent get, because on the basis that we have Nwaneri, Max Dowman coming through, then there is money there for Arteta to spend and for Berta to spend, more importantly. So that's a positive for the outlay of the window, which then brings us to the next part of this video. There's been a lot of sort of outlay online saying how Arsenal are acting slowly in the market. The market's been open for 5 days. I think everyone needs to calm down a minute. Like, let's actually take a breather. Let's be honest. A lot of players are in international duties right now. Then they'll be on holiday. And it's like any job. People will work 9 to 5, 9 to 8, whatever. So transfers don't usually get announced, for example, at 12 o'clock at night. That's just the basis of it. People have to sleep. Equally, players, whilst they're working or concentrating on other things, won't be looking into the things that are included in a transfer. For example, when you're on holiday, you're not looking for a house to purchase in London, for example. So when the player has their international break or their holiday, the market will naturally be slower for a lot of these players. And you've got to remember, Arsenal are looking at these type of players who will be on internationals or who will be on holiday now come the end of the season. And also with that, you've got to factor in the financial year. So a lot of clubs, for example, with Zubimendi's deal, Sociedad apparently don't want the money to come into their accounts until July. So the deal hasn't been formalised till then, so it can be on this next money year. Arsenal also apparently had a very good positive summer last year in terms of expenditure, meaning that if they clock that off as a financial year, then your PSR will be through the roof going into this transfer window, but the next financial year, meaning we can spend more in the window. So apparently we've got to clock down the hours until July when we can start spending more money. So what does that mean? That means a backlog. It means that teams don't want to do business yet unless they have to, because then it's in the next financial year. Or in some cases, for example, Chelsea's case, they probably might need to get the deals done early in this year, because next financial year, they'll be struck with a lot of monies that they've paid from transfers, meaning they can't be as flexible. Whereas if they get it done in this financial year, they've still got that flexibility as it's on a 5-year rota, if that makes sense. It might sound absolute gobbledygook, but every team is different in the way that their PSR is rolling. It goes on a 5-year rolling fixed incoming and outcoming basis, and Arsenal probably need to lock in this financial year of being a really prosperous one where little was spent, so then they can unlock, even in this transfer window, the next financial year, which the accounts in football is July. Obviously, your tax year is April, but your accounts in football is July. So July the 1st, then Arsenal can start spending some money, basically. So there's no rush. Just don't worry. We're not going to not sign a striker. It might not be the striker that you want to see. For example, for me, my dream is Isak. It's not going to happen. It might be Sesko. You might be a Gyökeres man. It might be Gyökeres. You might be a Sesko man. It might be Ollie Watkins. You might be neither of them. It doesn't matter. We will sign a striker. I can guarantee you that much, because I think Arteta might walk if we didn't. But it has to be the right deal. So that is basically what I'm saying. There's a delay because of the financial year, by the sounds of it, and also it's 5 days into the window. Berta needs time to obviously he's been doing deals, but he needs to lay the groundwork for other deals and explore market opportunities. For example, we might have been set on Sesko, and that might be nearly done. But then, alternatively, we might want to look into, I don't know, Isak or Tony or whoever's available in the market right now. We might want to explore that first before confirming the Sesko deal. Equally, we don't know what's going on. Nico Williams has been heavily linked. We might decide we don't want Nico Williams because Rodrigo's available at the end of the window. So we hold off because Williams is a release clause and you can pay that at any point. And then instead, we hold out last minute. Rodrigo decides he don't want to come or signs a new deal with Real Madrid. Then we buy Williams. So there's lots of dominoes at play is what I'm saying. We're early in the window. I wouldn't worry until 30 days have passed and we haven't signed anyone. It looks like we're going to get this Karetsas over the line, which is a solid purchase, I guess. I mean, I don't know anything about him to be able to judge, but if we get him from Gent, then by all means, it could be a great little signing. And that is why the delay. So just trust the process at the moment. Don't get me wrong. If we get to the start of the season, we haven't signed anyone, I will be like you guys. I will be all up in arms and fuming. But for now, just trust it. Trust the team, trust the squad. They know what they're doing. Last year wasn't a good window. The year before was an absolutely phenomenal window. January transfer window, can't believe nothing happened. But we've got a new sporting director. He's going to want to make an impact. You've got to look at the politics around it. Not only is he going to want to make an impact on the fans and also the owners, he wants to show intent. The owners equally wouldn't have got him in, someone of Berta's name and stature in the game, without promising him funds, flexibility, and they will equally want to impress him because he is just a big name to pull in. So I think Berta's been careful because he's an ex-accountant, he wants the right deal, he wants to explore all these options. Equally, I think that it's so early in the window that it just... Don't worry, Arsenal fans. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below of Mbeumo's supposed move to Manchester United. Such amount of money, basically, involved in that. I don't think I'd do the Mbeumo deal for 70 million. If you can get him for 55, yes. I don't think I passed that mark. So I'd probably pull out for now if I was United and say, look, if it comes down towards the end of the window, come back to us. You might even see Mbeumo then try and push for a move and the deal can be struck. But that's what I would say at the moment. In terms of time taken for deals, again, don't worry. It's 5 days into the window or whatever. We will be fine. But yeah, thank you for watching again. Thank you for 150 subscribers. It's greatly appreciated. If you're new to the channel, please be sure to like and subscribe and click that notification bell on to never miss an upload. Thank you. Goodbye.